Hi. So I wanted to record a video because I had an epiphany, and I feel like I have epiphanies a lot, and sometimes I wish I like kept a journal or something, and I'm just not like a journal person. And I always feel like this information is good and like I want to remember it, and so now I feel like I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a I'm not a, I don't know, coach, I'm not like any of those things. I'm an esthetician. I'm actually in my treatment room. So but but I know that one, when I like get downloads, I know it's not just for me, I know it's for other people. And two, when I get downloads, I like feel the best. Like there's nothing that compares. Like there's nothing in the world. There's like yeah, it's weird. Like I get emotional thinking about it, which is embarrassing because in my last video I got like way too emotional, so I'm like trying not to go there. But you know, like everyone's kind of like, why am I here? Like, what's my purpose? And I feel like that's like a layered question. You could be here to help people, you could be here to like be a mom or a dad, or to like start a business, whatever. Like you could be here for a million reasons. For whatever reason, when I get like downloads, and that's kind of like just the best way to put it, like it just feels like something's getting like implanted in my head. It feels like that's what I was meant to do. There's no better feeling. I feel like this is exactly what I'm supposed to be, exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And that doesn't mean like those downloads are for every person. I honestly think like it resonates with the people that are like, you'll hear it and you'll be like, holy crap, because then you'll have like a little mind blown moment. You'll be like, oh. So I just want to have like a living log of my little epiphanies. And I get them mostly when I'm like meditating or having conversations with God, and you can interpret God however you want. Yeah. And this is, like I said in my last video, like this is more for me than for you, because sometimes me processing it, like, so when I get a download, it's a complete form. Like it's a whole thought, like it's like an entire idea, concept that's like placed into my head, and then I have to dissect it into language, if that even makes sense. So I have to work it out verbally, and that's like hard to do without me vocally doing that. And because I received this little download a couple of days ago, I hope that it like it's still fully active in me, and like I want to like get the whole message out. Like I want to squeeze every last drop of it. Realistically, I wish that I just did it in the moment, but like life gets in the way or whatever. So all that to say, I was thinking about manifesting. And the way I view manifesting is like not just like getting stuff. It's like, if you watch my last video, it's like me expanding on my 20 years of manifesting. And essentially what I said is, at the beginning it was like to get cool stuff. Now I don't feel that way. I feel like manifesting is a tool for us to understand like how amazing and like powerful and the life we were meant to live. Like, I don't think we were meant to live super oppressed and sad and lack mindset and rat race and all that. And it's such a hard lesson, especially on Earth. Like, Earth is so heavy and so dense, but it doesn't have to be. That was my whole point in my last video. So when I think about manifesting, yes, it brings in really cool things into my life, but it should be like a gradual stepping stone of like bigger and better, not in the sense of like, oh, we're trying to like be more like materialistic or hoard or whatever. It should be bigger and better in the sense of like, you're coming in to understand your greatness and your power and your divinity and your influence, and really like learn that you really are the only thing that has power in your reality. And I would like to also do another video on the topic of our power, because I had that epiphany like yesterday and it was like really cool. In a nutshell, and these are all things that we know, but like sometimes like there's a knowing, and then like there's like a just like like you just understand like with your whole soul. I feel like that's what an epiphany is. So in terms of our power, we give it away willingly and unwillingly. And it's like, your power, like you're the only one that's supposed to own it in your reality. And so when you're like, oh, here you go, which obviously can happen when you're younger, maybe for like survival or something. Again, I would like to go more in depth into this. Anyways, but as you pull that back to you and you realize like, okay, this is like a God-given gift. Like, our power is divinity. It's like communion with God. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional again. And this is what it feels like when I get downloads. Like, it's like the best feeling. Like, there's no food. There's no like falling in love. There's no like traveling to the most exotic place. Like, there's nothing like it in the world. Like being in a connection with the divine, with God, is like the most overwhelming. It makes you feel like this is like I'm in the right place at the like I'm hitting the nail on the head. This is like my truth. Last time I started freaking crying and I thought I had tissues and then I wasn't sure, so give me a second. I'm just gonna steal them from my esthetician stash. I promised I was not gonna cry. You know what? No more promises about not crying, because here we are. Okay. So, let me get back on track here, because I am the queen of rabbit holes. So when you really learn that manifesting is to help you become aware of who you are and how powerful you are, and you receive that as a characteristic from God, God is giving us his power because he loves us so much to create. And then obviously, like, we step into that, and then like he does a bunch of crazy shit and makes it happen because like we know a lot of the time like it's not us. You might be intentional about whatever your techniques or your manifesting, but like when push comes to shove, like when we really start getting like crazy things happening, like you know you didn't do it. And I think that's like your relationship with God. That's your trust in God, that's your faith in God. It's like, oh, whatever. It's like, that's the whole thing. So then as you grow and learn, like, this is what I'm worth, this is what I'm deserving of, like, this is what I came here to do, is like learn how divine I am and like how important I am and like how powerful I am. Okay. So that's how I view manifestation. Probably a little bit different than like, oh, we're gonna like manifest a car or money. You still can. It's just, I feel like it's coming from like a more place of like knowing who you are versus techniques. Being like, I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna get this car, I'm gonna like, I have $1 million in my account, I have $1 million in my account. You can get there either way because again, like, God gifted this to us. It's just like a part of who we are. We create. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, so what I wanted to talk about is there's so much conversation about your manifesting like specific people, and that could be like romantic or otherwise, any relationship. And I always see people talking about, I was manifesting my specific person and I was like doing all the things and techniques, and then all of a sudden I just like didn't care anymore, and I like pulled in this other person who was like so much better, and I didn't even care about my first specific person. I wanted this one instead. And I always wondered if that is a failed manifestation, if that's a bad self-concept, like what's the root of that, what's the origin of that. Like I was curious, like, is that, like, I wanted to go deeper on that. Okay, so my little download on specific people was, not only can we manifest whatever kind of relationship we want with our specific person, we should. We should. And the download I got was, we're actually meant to have harmonious relationships with everybody. Every single person. If you have a negative interaction with a stranger on the street, that's your responsibility to clean it up. If you have a negative relationship with like your closest relationships, that could be romantic, family, friends, coworkers, you need to clean it up. Because I would always think, well, it's somebody likes that person. That person has some redeeming qualities. Somebody in the world likes it. Like if you meet the biggest asshole, just negative, gross, doesn't shower, steals all your snacks out from under you. I don't know. Like I'm thinking like an office, like coworker from hell. Like they like take your food from the fridge without. Anyways, I digress. But ooh, I think my Amazon. Yeah, my I hate unnecessary interaction with people, and I'm in my front room, and anyways, I'm actually very shy naturally, and I fucking hate anything. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody, even though I greatly appreciate that Amazon guy dropping off whatever that was. Oh my god, I need to stop hitting this. Okay. So the show must go on. So like, this person everybody hates, and I'm like, that's so weird, because I do know, like, we all come from like the same consciousness, like, and then you meet some people and they're just like sunshine in human form, and you just like, everything about them is just, you just are drawn to them, whether they're like super magnetic and funny or just sweethearts. Yeah, but I've even seen like that person, somebody who's like super sweet. I remember I was like working with this guy one time, and he was just the sweetest man. And his staff, who he was like, essentially like the main guy of this place. I don't want to get into details because I like to try to keep things anonymous, but the nicest man ever. And like, him and this woman were pretty much equals. They would be like essentially like the president of this company. Okay. Everybody was so mean to this freaking guy. And he was the nicest man. And I was like, I just don't understand how you can be mean to this guy. And just the same, the meanest, grossest people in the world, like, somebody loves them and thinks they're great. Well, it's like their mom, but like somebody does. Okay. So I always thought about this, like, and then I'm like, okay, well, when you do get into like, when you view it through like a manifestation lens, it would make sense. Like, we're choosing the version of them. They have so many facets. And so we're walking around not even really knowing it. Like, we're pulling the best or the worst out of people at all times. Okay. And I found that kind of fascinating. So I'm just like kind of meditating and thinking, and it was like, all your relationships are meant to be harmonious. Doesn't matter how great the person is or how horrible the person is. Essentially, the people that you think are great represent something in you that you are whole and healed with. And the people that you want to like rip their eyeballs out represent something in you that needs healing. And I was like, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I feel like we all kind of know that. Like, we know, I don't know, self-concept, all that, whatever. And maybe this message isn't for everybody, because there are a lot of people in the manifesting space that are like, fuck healing, fuck self-concept, like, just manifest. And I'm with you, but I do think it'll keep showing up. And that was the like download with when you're pulling in your specific person, and then all of a sudden you lose interest, and then you pull this person in, and you have this whirlwind romance. I promise, in 6 months to 2 years, that person's gonna show up in a way that you don't like. Even if they're like loving you correctly, they're gonna have a drug problem. They're gonna be broke. They're gonna have like family that hates you or you hate. Like, something's gonna show up, even if they love you better than your original SP. It doesn't matter. So the little epiphany I had was, not only can you get any specific person, You should. You should meditate on what is the biggest trigger that you have with this person? What's the thing you want to vent most about to your friends? What is the thing that drives you crazy about this person? Okay, so if it is a romantic person and they what's like, I don't know, like they don't contact you, I don't know, they like, whatever your problem is, they don't like call, like they don't call me or whatever. And this doesn't matter if you guys have a serious relationship, a casual relationship, an acquaintance, like it doesn't matter. Whatever the thing is that you want to go and like tell your friends, like, dude, he's so annoying. He literally, like, I texted him and he hasn't texted me back in like an hour. I called him and I still haven't heard from him. It's been like 2 hours, whatever. I'm just using that as an example. That thing that you want to bitch about the most is the thing in you that you need to heal. Yes, can you sit there and affirm, my SPA always contacts me, my SPA always contacts me, oh my God, he's like calling me right now. Yeah, you can. And you can get him to call you. And then what's gonna happen? Tomorrow, when you don't hear from him, you're gonna have to sit there and affirm 50 fucking million times to get a text. That sucks. This shit should be like, manifestation should be like flowing, like easy, like natural. And that's what I kind of meant earlier. Like, yeah, affirming works because it's a God-given gift to us to be able to manifest with our words, or with our mind, like visualization or whatever. Like, that is innate in us. It might be a little bit skewed though to only do that and not actually realize who the fuck you are. You're the only person in your reality with power. You were created in God's image, which means that you can create with your words, with your mind, with your assumptions. And anything that you feel less than about was told to you by somebody else in your outside circumstances, and it's not true, and you believed it. And that's what I mean, like giving your power and stuff. Like, it sucks because when we're kids, like, we don't get a choice necessarily in who raises us in our environment. So you might have had to accept a lie about yourself in order to survive, let's say. Because if your parents are the ones providing you with a home and food and shelter and all that. So I get it. And, you know, maybe we did pick like really hard upbringings intentionally. You know, I don't know where I fall on that, like like spectrum of, did we come here like picking our I guess like how easy or hard of a level we're coming in at. I don't know. But I will say, all my adversity it gave me the most wisdom. It gave me the most strength. It gave me the most I wouldn't be this if I didn't have adversity growing up. But then there's like the defense to that, or the follow-up to that could be, well, you wouldn't need it because if you had a great upbringing and your parents were telling you how great you were, you would know how great you were and you would just assume greatness into your life, if that makes sense. Okay, anyways, I don't think it really matters I don't think it really matters, because at some point, on some level, anybody who's human has experienced adversity. So this information is for everybody. Varying degrees, though. I think every person was meant to come here like full on own, you're the operative power. Your wildest dreams are within reach. And all your relationships are harmonious. Okay. So now when you're having problems with anybody in your life regarding whatever, like however somebody makes you feel, I want you to pay attention. So when that guy is not like calling you back right away or whatever, that was my example. So how does that make you feel? Well, it makes you feel like not prioritized. It makes me feel like I'm not important, or I'm not like interesting enough to like want to have a conversation, like somebody wants to have a conversation with me, like blah 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 blah. Okay, that is the key, and you need to go inside of yourself and fix that. So you should start saying, and I do think like sometimes it's okay to like over exaggerate this. So in this example, if somebody wasn't talking to me or like calling me, like I don't know, just like not being consistent with communication, I would be like, I'm worthy and deserving of steady, what's the word? Help me. Consistent. Wow. Sorry, sometimes I'm like consistent relationships. I deserve consistency in my relationships. I deserve pursuit in my relationships. I deserve respect in my relationships. I deserve to be honored in my relationships. I deserve to be, for people to be trustworthy and to honor their word. I deserve to be prioritized. I deserve to be kept updated. I deserve to be notified. I'm very important to everybody. Okay, you get the picture. Something in there is like a little broken piece of you that was fragmented off as probably in your childhood 0 to 7 that you willingly or unwillingly had to like fragment because somebody made you feel less than. Doesn't make it true. Fuck that person. Sorry, I know I shouldn't say that in like a little world of everybody is blah blah blah. But I don't care. Fuck that person. They lied to you and you believed them, either because you were too young or out of survival or whatever. You didn't know better. I'm telling you right now, it was a lie, and your higher self knows that. Your higher self knows your true identity. So when you feel like shit and people are making you feel like crappy, again, with this example of not staying in communication or whatever, that's an alert. Your feelings are not there to like really do anything other than alert you. You're either in alignment with your highest self, your true self, the truth of who you are, or you're not. When you feel like shit, when you're depressed, when you're sad, when you have low confidence, when you whatever, fill in the blank, your higher self is like shaking you like, yo, this is not the truth. You're believing a lie about yourself. Snap out of it. So now, let's say you start affirming for that particular fragment of your personality or belief about yourself. It's not a fragment of your personality. It's a fragment of the truth of who you are, the truth got broken off and you got separated from the truth of who you are. Whether it's, I mean, there's so many microscopic fragments our whole life. Like, it's a never-ending process. Like, you're gonna meet people that annoy the fuck out of you for the rest of your life, most likely. And you're gonna be like, I have such a great self-concept. Like, what is this thing? It's gonna be like, you deserve to wear yellow even though you have red undertones. You still look good in yellow. I swear, that's like the dumbest thing I could have made up. But like, we want to make you complete and whole again, even if it's a little tiny piece missing off of your true self. This is the truth. So when you believe something about yourself that's not the truth, you feel like shit, you get depressed, you're sad, you self-sabotage, you run away, you disassociate, you do things to like, what's the word? Distract yourself. Like, you'll find stupid fucking hobbies, or you'll find drugs, or you'll find alcohol, or you'll find some addiction. Like, no, that is a red flag that you're believing something about yourself that's not true. The minute you start affirming the truth, I deserve consistency in my relationships, everybody respects me, I am honored, I am blah, 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 whatever, you will feel your soul, your spirit, whatever you want to call it, like delighting in the truth. Like, it happens fast. Your higher self recognizes the truth fast. It's not just like, oh, affirm and you'll feel better. No. You're pulling yourself back in alignment with the truth. And you know, like, you just fucking know when you're believing a lie and when you're not. I'm pretty sure we're all here to pull all these fragmented false lies and pull them back into alignment with the truth, with your higher self. I'm like demonstrating like a visual. Apparently this little line is the truth of who you are, and it connects to your higher self, and all of this little speckled crap out here is a lie. Okay, so we're just trying to straighten out your alignment, get you straightened up, and pull your fragmented self, idea of self, concept of self back into alignment. Woo! I so hope that makes sense, because it makes perfect fucking sense to me, but I'm also like an abstract kind of thinker, so hopefully, I don't know. But yeah, when you start affirming the truth, it feels good because your soul recognizes the truth. Because again, we are the most powerful thing in our reality. It feels shitty when we start giving our beliefs to the lies. Like, we give in and we become a part of somebody else's reality. That wasn't supposed to happen. Everybody's entitled to their reality. And just because somebody's reality is this, or they think you're stupid, that does not mean it has to show up anywhere in your reality. In your reality, that person thinks you're amazing and smart and funny and just the best thing ever. And also when we think about like frequency and dimensions and stuff, like, we all could be existing on this exact same physical place, does not mean we're having the same reality. We are all on earth. Heaven and hell are both here, and they are being experienced at the exact same time. It just depends on what you are perceiving. So I hope that makes sense. I would really like to do a video on, I already forget, shit. My poor little brain. See what happens when I don't get downloads? Like, this is just me, like, raw dogging life. That's why it feels so good to get downloads, because my brain works so much better when I'm in alignment. I wanted to make a video about, taking back our power. Okay, that's what it was. Wow. Good Lord. Okay. So I hope that this helped somebody. If it didn't, I'm sorry, because it really helped me. And that's all that matters in my reality. In like the least self-absorbed way. I do hope this helps a lot of people because, and I said this before, and I'll make mention of it again, not everything that I have a epiphany about or a download about is going to necessarily translate into your world. This is not for everybody. Some people are on completely different playing fields. Some people are on, like, everybody's in a different state of consciousness. Everybody's in a different location in their life, their journey. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about reincarnation, but like, there's people who are just seem to understand life on earth so much better, and some people that just couldn't handle it, and it's heartbreaking, and it makes me sad. But like, if reincarnation's real, I don't know how many times I might have had to be homeless or a drug addict or an alcoholic or lose everything or be abused or whatever to learn the fucking lesson to finally even just get to where I am at now. So the people that are master manifestors, like everything comes so easy to them, you don't know how many lives they may have potentially had to live where they were like just, battered and depressed and sick and poor and hungry, whatever. And if we are all one consciousness, then wouldn't it make sense that I have reincarnated as every single person ever, and I'm just on my journey? Like, I've been that homeless person in another life. And if we're outside of time and time isn't real, it's just an illusion, what if these are all just a bunch of Madisons living, but right now I chose to be in this body as consciousness, and maybe next time I'll be like this person, and maybe last time I was this person. Just a thought. I don't know if that's, I haven't come to terms on like where I fall with like reincarnation, but it's interesting to think about, because it is really hard to like watch people suffer when you might be more evolved than them, and it breaks my heart. And I have to remember, like, their journeys are on, and that might have been me like 27 lives ago. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe more. Like, I'm really stubborn. Like, maybe it took me like 50 lives to get from like that to here. I don't know. Okay. Thanks for listening to my rant. If it helped you or you got anything out of it, I'm really glad. And if not, I'm sorry.